Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. Today I am super excited because it's that time of the month again where I get to sit down and share with you my Korean skincare favourites. Once a month I like to sit down and film a special video just dedicated to all things in Korean skincare, because like a lot of people, I'm kind of on a journey where I'm discovering new Korean skincare options, and so I'm just super excited to sit down and share them with you. Today it's the turn of the moisturizers. Ever since I've tried Korean skincare and found this product, which is the Blythe Pressed Serum in Crystal Ice Plant, I love this. This moisturizer is so lightweight, so gorgeous, and so perfect for my oily skin in summer. Fell in love with it, instant holy grail. But since I discovered this, I've been on the lookout for some other great Korean moisturizers that I can share with you guys to hopefully get back that hydration, bring back that luminosity and the bounce to our skin, but also have different options for different skin types and different hydration needs. So if you want to sit back, relax, grab a tea, coffee, whatever your preference, and let's talk Korean moisturizers. Before we get into it, I do just want to give a quick shout out to Stylevana, who really kindly sent me all the products that I'm trying today. Stylevana are a really great online resource for Korean, but also wider Asian skincare, makeup, fashions. They do the works. And they reach out to me from time to time saying, would you like to try some more Korean skincare products? And I said, absolutely. But this time, could we make it all about moisturizers? Because I think there's some really great Korean moisturizers that I'm missing out on and are desperate to try. They very kindly sent me all of these, which I didn't choose any of them. So it was really nice to kind of do like a blind test and work out which ones I absolutely love. And I'm really excited to be sharing with them. So thank you so much to Stylevana, but let's cut the waffle and jump straight on in. And in the spirit of positivity, I'm going to go from my ding holy grail products, the ones that were like instant hits, through to the ones that just didn't work for me later on in the video. I'll leave timestamps below, so if you want to jump to a specific product, be my guest, use the timestamps below. I'll also leave a code if you do want 10% off anything that's mentioned in this video. It's all linked below, so you can use the code to save 10% at Stylevana. So let's start with an instant holy grail. You know those products where you try that, they're very rare to find, but you try them, you put them on the skin and you think, oh, this is it. I don't even need to do like a month wear test on this. I just know my skin is going to love it. This happened with this product. This is the Beauty by Joseon Dynasty Cream. Now, quite a few of you guys had actually called it out, both in the comments below my Korean videos, but also over on the Facebook group that we run, about how good this product was. I was a little bit skeptical because whilst I've loved Beauty by Joseon in the past, they're entirely cruelty-free, which is great. I love their aesthetic. I think it's really bougie, luxury, spa-like, but it doesn't come with too high a price tag. However, I did try one of their cleansers that I wasn't a huge fan of, so I kind of had a bit of a mixed thoughts on the brand itself. Then I reached for this. So good. Now, you do have to fight your way through a whole lot of packaging to get there, but once you're in, the product is so worth it. This contains rice bran, which, if you guys know, I love oatmeal as an ingredient in skincare because it's calming, it's soothing, anti-inflammatory. And rice bran works exactly the same way. So the rice bran oil is a great moisturizer, but also going to help with some of that redness and irritation, making this perfect for people with sensitive skin. It's also not got any artificial fragrance or fragrant components in here, which is again great if you do suffer with sensitivity to fragrance. Whilst it is unscented, it doesn't have that awful chemically smell that some moisturizers can. It smells really light, really natural, and it goes on so well. I'll take a dollop on my hand and just show you. But as moisturizers go, I say this is one of the most light out there, and yet still delivers a real bang for my hydration levels, and I absolutely love it. In terms of who I think it'd be most applicable for, I think everybody could use this moisturizer, but I'd say for those of you that have dry, sensitive skin, this is your holy grail. I've been mixing it up with my retinols recently and trying some higher strength ones, which I actually covered in a video, which I'll leave a link to up there if you do want to check that out. I did find my skin is a little bit drier than normal and maybe a little bit more on the sensitive side. This was my cure. It doesn't leave a sticky film to the skin, it sinks in beautifully, but it leaves behind just this gorgeous veil of hydration. It sounds bougie with the name Dynasty Cream, and honestly it lives up to all the expectations. This is a 10 out of 10 product, and I kind of feel we're off to a flying start. The price for this and a lot of the products which I'm going to be talking about today does differ territory to territory, so I've left links below to all of these products, so click on those if you want to know the exact price wherever you are in the world. I wouldn't say any of them are break the bank. None of them are bougie, luxury, splurge worthy items. They're all in that reasonable price bracket, so just use the links below if you do want to know the exact price wherever you are. I think Korea has it nailed when it comes to sensitive skin and that sort of gently, slowly approach to skincare. That Dynasty Cream is perfect for anyone who does have sensitive skin. But I also tried, and this is my second favorite of the ones I tried, this is the Calm from 9 Wishes. Now, if you remember back to one of my previous Korean hauls, I tried their sunscreen from 9 Wishes, and I really liked it. Again, cruelty-free, which is really good, and one of the main reasons I gravitated toward their sunscreen. And I haven't really tried anything from them since. So I was super excited when I got sent this moisturiser and really keen to give it a go. There's a couple of things to call out with this. First of all, it's pH balanced. So once you apply this, it'll just restore your skin to the natural pH state that it likes, which is a really great way to kind of finish off and top off your skincare routine. I also love that the number one ingredient, normally if you turn any of your skincare ingredients, the first ingredient on that list is water or aqua. Not in this case. This is Centella Asiatica. So if you are a total fangirl for Centella Asiatica, you love how calming and soothing the natural botanical is, you will love this product. Whilst they're very much pitched at the same skin type, you know, the slightly dehydrated but sensitive skin as that Dynasty cream, they are totally different products. So this has a very different texture. If you can see that, it's almost like a really thick cream, but when you put it into the skin, oh, it just sinks in and it disappears without a trace. It's a bit of an unusual texture. It's not one that I see a lot of when it comes to moisturizers, in that it has a much more jelly-like consistency, but is definitely in a cream form. I realise I'm butchering that description, but hopefully that'll kind of give you an idea of what to expect from it. Whereas the Dynasty cream is much more smooth and more serum-like, this definitely has a more cream to gel consistency. But either of them just sink in like that, which I love. And this is that instant cooling sensation. I don't know what's in here that gives that like instant relief, because there's no added fragrance, there's none of those problematic ingredients that could be triggering if you have sensitive skin, but you put this on and it's like instant cooling. It smells totally neutral, there's no scent to it whatsoever, and I think it looks so cute. I mean, it's a gorgeous little light pink colour. I think it looks really great on the vanity. And for anyone that suffers with redness and irritation prone skin, this could be a beautiful pH balanced moisturiser to kind of just top off your routine. And I think, again, this is going to probably reappear in my skincare routine in the summer months, where I do need something a little bit light, but also that cooling will be just so nice if you're feeling a little hot, a little flustered in summer. This will probably be my go-to. Now, both of those products I mentioned are great for people with sensitive skin, and I'd say they both give a medium level of hydration. You know, they're certainly not that light, gel-like texture that someone with oily skin like myself would naturally go for, but they're certainly not that really thick, heavy and occlusive moisturiser, which people who have super dry skin might gravitate towards. If you have like thirst-quenched, desperate need of hydration skin situation, then I actually would really recommend this. This is the iUNIK Beta-Glucan Daily Moisture Cream. This is very different to the other products that I've mentioned in that it is so thick, it is so rich, and it is so hydrating. I don't think personally I'll reach for this again, because I think it was a little bit too thick for my oily, breakout prone skin. It kind of left me feeling like I was wearing a mask because my skin just didn't need that amount of hydration. But with this, you get the beta-glucan in a ridiculously high concentration, which is a fantastic moisturizing agent. You also get some other humectants in there, and I think it's just beautifully formulated to give that hydration when it's most needed. You could, of course, use this on the body as well. I think obviously all these are directed to the face, but if you suffer from like super dry elbows, or maybe you want to get, you know, your feet ready for sandal season or anything, this could be a really great addition as well to tackle any dryness on the body. It goes on, and you need a tiny amount. It goes on as a really thick gel, but you can blend it out. I do find on slightly oily skin, I tried this on a friend who has quite dry skin, and it sunk in a lot quicker than it did on mine. So I think this is great if you have dry skin, because you'll get that absorption really quick. If you already have quite oily skin, or you're not suffering with hydration issues, then it does kind of sit as a film on the skin. It's unfragranced, and again, you don't have any of that synthetic vibes, glue-like scent that you can get with unfragranced moisturizers, which is nice, and it does leave a really nice hydrating film. I'd say if you're struggling to retain hydration, top your routine off with this. Put a thick layer on it, and you can almost sleep in it like a bit of a mask in the evening. Just sleep in it, and in the morning you would have gorgeous, perfectly hydrated skin. Because it leaves that layer on, it almost creates like a barrier which will help to lock in all the moisture, prevent that transepidermal water loss, which is like the #1 enemy of anyone that has dry skin. I think this just could be a really great addition to your routine. I'm just going to call it out, as I think it's definitely for the dehydrated and those with very dry skin. For everyone else, I don't think we need this level of hydration, and you might struggle to get the product to work into the skin and to sink in properly. Now, I've got one final hit to share with you before I come on to a couple of products that just didn't work for me. And this is like the opposite. So I kind of find we've been throwing all over the place in terms of our skin types. The first two mentioned are great for almost everybody, but specifically for people with sensitive skin. The iUNIK beta-glucan one, definitely for the very dry skinned amongst us. But what about our oily friends? People like me that produce way too much hydration as it is, and feel that most moisturizers leave a bit of a thick film on the skin and are looking for something super lightweight. This could really work for you. This is the Birch Juice by eNature. Now, birch sap, birch juice, is kind of like the new upcoming trend in drinks. So you remember coconut water? We all went mad for coconut water. People were drinking it left, right, and centre. And then it kind of died a little bit. You know, the popularity dipped. Now birch sap water is all over the place. You go into any of the really luxury supermarkets here in the UK, you can buy like birch sap or whatever it's called as a drink. It actually tastes really nice. Just a side note, I never liked coconut water, but I tried it and I really loved it. It's also super hydrating when you include it as an ingredient in moisturizers, and this is what you're getting with this. Again, it's unfragrant, so there shouldn't be any issues with sensitivity surrounding people that do have reactive or sensitive prone skin. And this is just like a super lightweight, almost like the Blythe Press Serum I mentioned earlier, great for people with very, very oily skin. So it goes on as a really light gel and it sinks in almost like a serum. So within like 10 seconds, it disappears, but it leaves a really nice light level of hydration. This is one of those I'd say for people that need low levels of hydration, but you can build it. I experimented with adding a couple of layers of the product and seeing if it like doubled down on the hydration, and it does. It layers really well without pilling and peeling, and it honestly it's so breathable. If you ever feel like your moisturizers kind of sit as a mask and you can't sweat or breathe through it, this you won't have the problem. It just lets the skin breathe. It's great for summertime, and I honestly think this is going to rival my Blythe Press Serum when it comes to that summertime light hydration. Caps your routine off so well, but doesn't leave behind that mask-like film which some moisturizers can. Whilst this isn't going to cut it for those of you that have drier skin types, for us oily people out there, this really, really good option for light hydration, no mask. Now, with any good haul, and we've got 4 standout products that I would honestly rate as 9 or 10, making sure that you match it to your skin type. There are always some total fails, and I've got 2 that I want to share with you, and I'm going to describe why I think they didn't work for me, and there are some people that these might work for. First of all is this. This is the Frudia Avocado Relief Cream. Now, the reason I'm calling this out a fail is, A, the packaging is just really difficult to get into. That shouldn't be a reason why it's a fail. There's other reasons, but just as a starter, it's really difficult to get into. I do love the look of the product though. That is different, it's innovative, it kind of looks cool on the vanity, but I think whilst I love the appeal, the visual appeal has to be there in a product, also has to do something. And the problem with this product is A, it broke me out like mad, and it is packed full of essential oils and fragrant components that even my skin, which is pretty robust and not sensitive in any way, found quite triggering. I just think there's way too much going on in this. The avocado, I think, would be nice for people with drier skin types. Maybe it just wasn't right for my oily skin. But when I started reacting to it, I was like, no, there's just too much going on in here. For all the fragrant components and the essential oils that they've added in, doesn't even smell that great. So I kind of don't see the benefit of that. It definitely is, if you want to try this, and maybe you really like the brand and want to try this, I think it will definitely work for drier skin types. I will probably give this a firm pass when it comes to oilier skin types, because this just broke me out within like 2 uses. And so it definitely isn't the sort of product you want to reach for if you have blemish prone skin. And also, even if you have a whiff of sensitivity going on, this is a firm no. There's just too much going on to create that fragrance, which isn't even that nice. Now we're coming on to the final product, and I'm probably going to be red to fill, but I really didn't like this. This is the Isntree Hyaluronic Acid Moist Cream. Now, there's a couple of reasons I didn't like this, and I'm going to come on to it. I don't tend to read Korean companies for their spelling, punctuation, and grammar. You know, it is really difficult to translate from Korean into English, and of course, some things do get lost in translation. So I do hear some people saying, oh, they missed a plural out here, or what about this, and all that. Really, people, that's what we're worried about. So I tend not to roast Korean companies because it does get lost in translation sometimes. But I do think in this case it's worth calling out because it's super confusing. First of all, just as a side point, they call it the Moist Cream. Moist is like my least favourite word in the whole world. Clearly should be Moisture Cream. Lost in translation, but has created just, that word, not good. But also, there's some of the claims on this that are a bit weird. Say, provides nutrition. Not sure what that is, you're not eating it, so I'm not really sure what that means. And supplies nutrition energy. Again, not sure what that's supposed to do. And oil balance, okay, we get that. But I think this whole nutrition thing, I'm not sure what it's meant to mean. I'm assuming something's lost in translation, but it's a little bit confusing for us as the consumer to kind of know what we're buying. In terms of the product, it's packed full of 5 different weights of hyaluronic acid. I spoke about hyaluronic acid. I'll leave a video as to why I think we don't need this much hyaluronic acid in our lives. And so for me, it just seemed a bit unnecessary. It also is caught in that awkward stage of it's not that hydrating that it's great for people with dry skin, but it's also a little bit too thick for people with oily skin. So I guess if you were smack bang in the middle, it might work, but you've really got to tailor this to your skin type. And just overall, I wasn't a huge fan. The price point's fine. I know people do love Isntree and some of their products do work, but for me, I just thought this was very basic for what they were claiming and the price point that they were charging. And it left me a bit cold. I wasn't a huge fan. So this was a firm pass. So there you have it, guys, my rundown of new Korean moisturizers. If you haven't tried that Dynasty Cream by Beauty by Joseon, rush out and try it now. So luxurious, so extra, so bougie, and yet really doesn't command that really luxurious price tag, which I love. I also like that 9 Wishes. I think as a brand, I'm probably going to explore more of their products because I really like their sunscreen and I really, really like that calming moisturizer. So soothing and cooling, and it's going to be like an instant hit in the summer. Leave me a comment below. Are any of these like tempting your fancy? Are you going to try any of them, or have they all left you a bit Leave me a comment below and let me know your thoughts and feelings. Wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care. Bye.